Hi everyone, my name is Joshua Luis Munlawin and I am accompanied by John Ryan Lopez. We are discussing about Python's object-oriented programming, focusing on property decorators, getters, setters, and deleters. What is property decorators? Property decorators is a built-in decorator in Python which is helpful in defining the properties effortlessly without manually calling the inbuilt function property, which is used to return a property attribute of a class from the stated getter, setter, and deleter as a parameters. What is a class? A class is a code template for creating an object. Objects have members, variable, and have behavior associated with them. Class creates a user-defined data structure which holds its own data members and member functions, which can be accessed and used by creating an instance of that class. A class is like a blueprint of an object. Next slide. Now we'll be discussing what is getter, setter, and deleter. A getter is a meta. A getter, a setter, and deleter is a methods that gets, sets, and deletes a value of a property. In object-oriented programming, this helps to set the value to private attributes in a class. Next slide. And here are my our examples.
So in Python, getters and setters are not the same as those in other uh, object-oriented programming languages. Basically, the main purpose of using getters and setters in object-oriented programs is to ensure data encapsulations. So getters and setters in Pythons are often used when uh, to uh, to add validation logic around getting and setting a value. And the second one is to avoid direct access of a class field, that is private variables cannot be accessed directly or modified by external user. So to achieve getters and setters properly, uh, if we define normal get and set methods, it will not reflect any special implementation. So ito yung example. Ah, wait lang. Nasaan na ba yun? So dito, yung get underscore name, ay hindi, age pala yun. Get underscore age is to get the age uh, of a person. Yung etong si Raj, uh, dinedefine niya tong class, which is si Cutie. Cute ni Raj. Tapos, etong si method, uh, siya yung nagsiset uh, ng name or nagde-define din siya ng age ng tao ni Raj. So, yun. So, in Python, uh, katulad nung in-explain ni Joshua kanina, yung property is a built-in function. So, a property object has three methods, which is getter, setter, and delete. Yung property function ng Python has four arguments, property. Yung fget, fset, fdel, and doc. Yung fget is a function for retrieving an attribute value. Yung fset naman is a function for setting an attribute value. Yung fdel obviously is for deleting an attribute value. Yung doc naman is it creates a doc string for attribute. So a property object has three methods, yung getter, setter, and delete. To specify fget, fset, and fdel individually, may example na. So itong sample code is meron siyang isang print statement lang. Etong nasa line 25. Pero yung output niya is tatlo yung lines. Bakit? Kasi dahil siya sa setter method, yung etong set age, asan na yun? Set age, eto, dahil dyan. Kasi pati doon sa getter method, which is get age, asan yun? Eto, dahil sa kanilang dalawa. So, yung age is a property object that helps to keep the access of private variables safe. So, kaya tatlo yung nandito sa kanya. Kasi wala naman ring print, kaya ito yung lumabas na result doon sa shell ng program. Yan. So dito, yung method na ginamit is ito. Yung property na ginamit. So yung function in order to achieve getters and setters behavior. Yan, ayan yung ginamit niya. Pero as mentioned earlier in this post, getters and setters are also used for validating and getting and setting of attributes value. There is one more way to implement property function by using decorator. So ano yon is ayun yung add property. Yung add property is one of the built-in decorators, sabi and explain kanina. The main purpose of any decorator is to change your class methods or attributes in such a way so that the user of your class no need to make any change in their code. So for example is, baguhin natin. Ito na lang. Yan, si Qt, def init, self age. Ito dito. So ayan, ayan yung naging ah, execution niya, yung result ng program. So itong code na to is pinapakita kung paano yung paggamit ng property decoration. Decorator I mean, para mag-create ng getters and setters in Pythonic way. So dito sa line 15 and 16, ito yung nag-a-act bilang validation code na ah, yung pag-races ng value error if we try to initialize age with the value less than 18. Wait lang. Lagay natin. Let's try. Wala ayaw. Baka, ay, nag-back ulit. So, yon nag-back na siya. So, yung pag naglagay ka ng less than 18 doon, in this way, any kind of validation can be applied in getter and setter function. So, yun lang. Yun yung tamang paggamit ng at property methods para sa Python. Property decoration. So, yun. Yung next naman is deleters for Joshua Manlao.
Okay, Ryan Lopez will be assisting me on typing the codes. First, you need to, firstly, I'll be starting with the setter method because setter method and deleter method are similar to each other. So, first, you need to type emp underscore that full name equals to Joshua Munlawin. And run the program. So there you can see when you run the program, it's failing. It's not running because you don't have the setter method. So when doing the setter method, you need to type at full name dot setter below yan. Then enter, then def full name, open close parenthesis, self and name. Then first and last equals to name that split, open close parenthesis, space. After that, self that first equals first. Then self that last equals to last. Then let's run the program again. Yan. As you can see, the employee that full name equals Joshua Munlawin is now being read by the system that, because of the setter. Now we will be using the deleter method. The deleter method is almost like the setter. First, you need to copy the setter method and paste it down below it. Now, now we just edit the setter and make it a deleter. First, you need to delete the setter, and second is delete the attribute name on the full name, and then let's change the first and last equal split into print open close parenthesis delete name. And then let's change the self dot first and self dot last to none. And lastly, um, go to the bottom of your go to the bottom and put del space emp underscore one dot full name and run the program. And there you can see that the deleter method is successfully run because and now the last name and the first name is nullified by it. And that's all. Thank you.